Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today here on YouTube. I'm Doug Miles. What follows now is an interview I did recently with the great comedian Shelley Berman, who many of you may know now from his work on Curb Your Enthusiasm or as the Jibber Jabber Judge on Boston Legal. It aired recently on my radio program here in Sarasota, Florida, and I hope you enjoy it. We'll have many more to come here on YouTube, so stay tuned. Right now, it is a real treat to welcome our first guest back with us on our nighttime show. Truly one of the legends in comedy. He was with us a couple of months back when he came down to Sarasota with a really funny show at the Van Wezel. His Grammy-winning comedy albums alone are classics, and his appearances on Ed Sullivan, The Tonight Show, and all the great variety shows were, of course, memorable. It is a great pleasure to welcome Shelley Berman back to the program. Hi, Shelley. How you been?
Hi. I love that introduction. My goodness, you make me sound very, very important.
Just how you wrote it for me, Shelley.
Well, you blew a few words.
Yeah,
I
I
have
know.
to tell you.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm in Sarasota and you're in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, how you been? It was we had you on last, winter when you were down here at the Van Wezel. What a fun night that was.
Yeah. That was a nice place to be, and. I mean, if you have to go to Florida, you may as well go to Sarasota.
Yeah, right.
and we had some good time over there, except, there's always something. Like one of the guys I had, Erwin Corey is such a problem sometimes. When I take a curtain call, I like us all to be sort of together on this thing.
I know, it was funny. He was just kind of wandering around as you guys came out.
He was wandering about, trying to steal the scene every moment. He was so busy trying to draw the attention to himself rather than to us all. It was really something.
Just for those people that weren't at the show, it was you, Shelley, it was Bill Dana, Mort Saul, Dick Gregory, and Dick Cavett, and, of course, Professor Erwin Corey. I guess he's, in his 90s now? It's amazing the guy is still out there performing, right?
Well, he loves to work, and he's doing well. He's an old guy, and he's handling himself very well.
But what a night of comedy. I guess it was so good, so many laughs, that I think you had to cut part of the end of the show where you do a Q&A, right?
Well, yeah. As a matter of fact, that was one of the reasons we had to cut the Q&A, because you just couldn't get through. You could not get through Erwin. Corey, you couldn't get through him. If the audience wanted to ask a question, well, he was busy walking around, and there was just no way we were going to, able to handle it.
Oh boy, that was something.
Because he wouldn't let you talk. He wouldn't let you go. He was just hamming it up.
Well, I tell you, if it was a real, if nothing else, it was a wonderful evening of entertainment, but if nothing else, it was also a great education and just seeing how comedy used to be, Shelley, with, of course, yourself and Mort Saul and all the guys, just to see how it was and how it probably isn't quite that way anymore, but you guys developed a style that really kind of revolutionized the whole art form.
Well, maybe you think it's not that way anymore, but I go to Vegas twice a year, and I have a big young people audience coming to see what I do.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I mean, that's something I think the young people should appreciate. Because
I don't do old-fashioned stuff. I do contemporary material, and but I just don't get into the certain vernacular. That's all. And it's pretty much what comedy should be and can be. As long as you're making people laugh, it's okay.
Oh yeah, that's it. And now you toured around Florida. Is any thought of doing another tour this winter, Shelley, with that group?
That particular tour, that group is finished. It didn't work out too much, but if I get a chance to get there, I certainly want to be there. I like it. I like working down there.
Well, the audience definitely loved your performance. Doing not only the new material, but some of the classic routines that you had in the album. I've been down there working at condos a couple of times. I don't find that as much fun as working the theaters. Mm-hmm. Now, a few weeks ago, I was on vacation, and I happened to get from Blockbuster the first 3 seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I had not seen it on HBO, but just enjoying that over the course of a couple of weeks. And, of course, you're a part of that. What a tremendous show that is. It's got to be a lot of fun to work on.
Oh, boy, am I having a ball on that show. And the new shows start at the end of September. We've shot all the stuff in the early summer. We shot all the shows, and that was a ball shooting those shows. So you'll be seeing some very funny stuff for those people who can and who have HBO. They'll have a good time with it.
Yeah, you play Larry David's father on the show, and just a couple of the episodes, a couple of highlights that I saw was. The restaurant show, I guess, the end of the season where everybody starts to curse the.
That was his last show of the season.
Oh boy, that was hilarious.
We all had to speak some really foul language, but that's what he was making fun of.
Oh yeah.
He was making fun of the use of foul language. He shows how really unimportant it is.
The payoff of that show was, I didn't see that coming, and I usually can try and figure out what's going on, but that show, you just don't see the payoff sometimes, and what a hilarious ending that was.
Yeah. Well, he's very nervy. He's got a lot of courage, and it's a pleasure to work with a comedian who's got a sense of what really is funny, and he has that sense.
Now, that show is basically done without a written script, right? It's just a storyline, and then the scenes are ad-libbed?
He has a storyline, and then he comes in, and when you get into work, somebody says, here's the scene, and then you improvise. That's it.
And it's literally just as simple as that, or it's not easy to improvise, obviously, but that's all he gives you, right? And then you just kind of go with it?
Well, that's pure improv,
yeah.
Because there is no dialogue written, none.
Boy, that's.
And so you get a chance to do it, and that's what we do. The show is very well structured.